All right, here we go. First review ever. I'm going to post this on YouTube. You guys can check it out. This is the Brooks Ghost 12. Okay, this is my first impression of it. Picked up the shoe earlier this week. I've put about 10 miles or so in it. Not all in one run, though. I'm not that great of a runner. Just to give you guys a heads up, I'm what you would call a novice runner or a non-elite jogger, if you want to go that direction. Not a speed guy or anything. Over 40 years old, so I just got into running a couple years ago. Not like overly into running, just like actually started running. And this is one of the best shoes that I've had for doing just about anything. So, kind of to start off with, just give you some specs on the shoe. If you're not overly familiar with the Brooks, this is the 12th iteration of it, so they do have 11 of these that they've done beforehand. It does have a 12 millimeter drop. That's from heel to toe, which is a higher than most other shoes. The Hoka Rincones I've been running in, they're 5 millimeter drop. So if you are in a lower shoe, or if you're coming into something, what this will do is it'll keep the heel higher, so you don't have as much bend or flex in the calf, or it really stretches out your Achilles. So it'll keep you a little bit higher in the shoe, which can be a good thing. But if you switch to a lower drop shoe after this, you may feel some discomfort. So if you put this into your rotation, just kind of keep that in mind. The shoe does run 10.4 ounces. That's probably in a 9. This is a 10.5. It did run true to size for me. So if you're out picking it up, I would say probably going to be true to size, but it's probably heavier than 10.4 ounces if you're picking up something bigger than a 9. For me, first impressions of the run, the shoes, they don't feel heavy, even though they're 10.4 ounces. They don't feel like that. They don't feel like they're 7 ounces either. But there's a lot of, I guess you would call it, I don't want to say energy return, but it's very efficient. The shoe's very efficient. It's not necessarily fast. I would say it doesn't really spring you along, but it does feel like it conserves the energy when you're running. Some of that may be the drop, where you just don't get as tired, you don't feel as tired during the run. But I'm looking forward to taking the shoe out for some longer runs. And definitely, this is just kind of a first impression thing. When I first put the shoe on, it does feel snug. It does hug the foot. It has a mesh upper that they've redesigned. One thing about it, it does feel like it may be a little thicker, a little heavier than some of the shoes out there, which may add to the weight. But overall, feels really good on the foot. I don't know that it would necessarily, develop any hot spots or anything like that, especially in the front of the foot. But some good points about the shoe. It's very versatile, at least from the things I read. Long runs, short runs. If you want to do some speed work, go to the track. Shouldn't be an issue. So you can do a lot of different things with this shoe. Another good thing, the padding uses. Brooks has their own foam. Everybody's got foam now. Some kind of foam. This is the DNA Loft. You can actually see it. They put it right on there. DNA Loft. And it's got the Biomogo foam as well. So lots of foam. But it does feel comfortable without being like what I would call like overly cushioned, where you feel like you're sinking in or anything like that. So it's a good, responsive feel under your foot. It's comfortable. Like I said, really hugs the foot. It doesn't feel loose. Your foot's not flopping around on the inside. It does feel easy to run in. Put the shoe on, go for a run. Not a huge break-in period or anything like that. And the tread on the shoe looks like it should last for a while. The tread's actually fairly thick on the bottom, and it does have some good flex here where the foam's in between the tread, where it's kind of cut away a little bit. And there's also a pretty decent sized groove here to reduce the weight a little bit, but not a whole lot, as you can tell by the overall weight of the shoe. Now for the bad things, the laces that come with the shoe. These things are a little short. So if you need, I do the lace locking thing, and if you do that, I had to skip this lace here because they weren't quite long enough to get all the way across. So maybe Brooks can take a look at that for next time. maybe get them a little bit longer, or you can change them out. I mean, other shoes have laces. You could throw them in there. It's not a huge ask, I guess. One thing I did notice on the run today is after about 3.5 miles or so, there was a little bit of rubbing in the heel. So I think if I wore longer socks, it wouldn't be an issue. But I wore some pretty low socks, and this is, while it is comfortable, the fabric back here is really nice, really soft, and it does feel like it's, you know, quite a bit of cushioning back here, but not specifically for the heel. But this part right here did rub in a little bit on my ankles where I couldn't feel it. Other than that, no real hot spots or anything for me. It didn't feel like it was rubbing anywhere on the top of the foot or on the side of the toes, which I felt in some other shoes. The other thing I do like about this is the tongue. I do like a tongue. I'm not a huge like the booty person, but I like a tongue. This tongue is really thick though. So, but I think is where the comfort is. It's a very comfortable shoe if you're going to run in. I did experience a little bit of ankle pain. I know it's from the shoe, or maybe just stepped weird or something today. I mean, it was pretty hot. It was 90 or so. This is in Ohio, so it's a little warm. The other issue that you may get into, like I didn't today, but if it was raining or something, or you're going through where it's wet, I feel like the fabric of this upper would retain some weight potentially. Like it could get a little heavy. Like it's already a heavy shoe. It feels like it may retain some of the water. We'll find out. Like I said, this is just a first impression type video. Once I get 50 miles or so in, maybe I'll do it again. Just give you guys an update if you're interested. But definitely, if you're starting out running, you know, give this shoe a look. It's like I said, it's a very versatile shoe if you want to do stuff pavement. I'm hoping it'll work at the track, but with this tread on the bottom, I don't think that'll be an issue. I have been running in the Hoka Rincons, and they have some wear issues on the bottom where they just kind of made the foam into like a tread pattern, and it wore off pretty quick, and it did not feel good on the track. This looks like foam here, but I think there's enough tread everywhere else to kind of protect that. It's a neutral runner, but I think there could be some, you know, good stability here. It doesn't feel like it's got a lot of give in it, or some shoes feel kind of loose, you know, side to side in the back. This has got enough cushioning where it feels good, and it doesn't feel like it's going to give away. It's actually kind of stiff. I prefer, you know, the neutral shoes. I'm not a huge stability shoe person, but you know, if you're looking for good neutral shoe to get into, to start, just to get out there, it's not bad looking either. So even if the running doesn't work out, you can always just, you know, wear the shoe. So I think it runs between 120, 130, depending on what you can get it. It's been out for a couple months now, so this isn't by any means the first review out there, but I just wanted to, you know, kind of give my opinion of it for what that's worth. Probably not a whole lot, but overall, I think it's a really good shoe, and look forward to putting some miles down in it. All right, thanks.